Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about bourbon delivered to you every day of the week.
Go ahead.
Sports show.
Perfect.
No, it's perfect.
Yeah,
it's not
Nailed
wrong.
it.
Nothing she said was wrong, folks.
No.
Well, then what are you laughing about?
Well, it's a little...
Kathy was picking her nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up. All right. Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk about the importance of Bernie Lubbers for bourbon fans. My name is Justine Mays. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Kathy Kuhl, Goeken, Jeff Andrezi, and Tim Swyatt.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hello. So, yeah, we've got a fun show today. We're going to be talking about Bernie Lubbers, great fan of what he does for sure. I think we've all had interaction with Bernie. Good guy for sure. And we'll talk about, there's some notice about retirement and is he retiring? What exactly does that mean? We'll get to all that stuff after the break. For right now, though, Tim said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, sir?
Yeah, so in our kind of a pre-talk, we were talking, one of the members on here was saying they took a week's vacation and noticed some dust on their shelf and said, well, I'm just going to take all my whiskey down, surround myself with it and sample everything and dust everything and keep it all going. Well, it made me wondering, when was the last time you took your inventory of your own collection? Because I haven't done mine in a while. It's got me thinking, I got a lot of dust on these shelves. I got to do that. And I'm a little scared to actually re-update my inventory because it's been a couple of years. Anybody inventory their own collection, know what they have, know what they don't, so bottles don't get lost? Anything like that? Do you care if they get lost and you find them again?
I have a spreadsheet.
Okay.
I figured you would, yeah.
Yeah.
Like me.
I update it every time I get a new bottle.
Yeah.
And how is it ordered? How is it organized?
My spreadsheet is alphabetized by distillery.
Okay.
And then by, I guess, bottle name per distillery.
Okay.
And then I have 4 tabs. I have a full inventory. I have a bourbon tab, a rye tab, and a weeded bourbon tab.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like a nightmare to me. To me, it's like
it's super easy.
It's the equivalent of taking a cruise vacation to me. They're having a bourbon spreadsheet. It's the same goddamn thing. It's like, well, here's my collection right here. It's all on a spreadsheet. No, my collection is looking at these bottles. I don't care about a spreadsheet. I don't want that.
But somebody asks a question, and I'm like, oh, I've got that. I'll tell you what it is.
I could probably answer that too. And am I 100% accurate? I don't know versus the spreadsheet. Probably not.
Okay, it's okay to not be exactly like Steve.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, but it sounds like a nightmare to me.
Enough time in the day to organize your collection by a spreadsheet.
Right.
Like you would literally, it would take you probably at least 2 to 3 weeks.
It would take a long time.
If you were organized
and then I don't know what I do with it. Right.
Yeah,
I
I
would
started
never
with
do
it.
anything with it. Why would I just stare at my spreadsheet and just? No,
Hammer
I don't give a fuck about the spreadsheet. I could care
you
less.
go conditional formatting.
I would take the 3 weeks, whatever it would take, working full time to do this, and then we get done, and I'd put that spreadsheet. I'd never look at it again. I don't care about a spreadsheet. To me, it's the Goeken. You got to like taking cruises. I bet you're a cruise guy for sure.
I do.
Yeah,
I
knew it.
I enjoy Alaskan cruises.
People,
I don't like any other cruises.
Alaska cruises suck, just like all the other ones do. Go up and see Alaska. I've been to Alaska, and I've driven through and been to all the things. That's the way to do it. If you want to see it up close and personal, you can take all the stuff. I get you do the inside things, get to see icebergs. There's ways to. I spent time in Alaska. My sister lives there. For God's sakes, that's not the way to do it. It's as generic as anything else. Seeing it from a fucking boat is terrible.
Oh no, I did the land and sea, man. I spent 5 days going on tours and stuff for like Fairbanks, Denali, all
it's
around.
Like telling me McDonald's is the best because they do.
Whatever.
No, it's the same thing. It's the McDonaldization of that. So it's a no. That's
just because you have a fear of flying and can't fly to get on a ship.
I have to fly to Alaska. What do you think? I'm driving up there? I've been to Alaska.
You said you drove all around. I assumed you took your car.
No, I don't drive to Alaska.
Steve gets in his little Akeley mobile and his little
drive to Alaska.
You
know, a lot of that's not even paved and stuff. That's rock roads and stuff. I'm not driving up there ever. No way.
Hey, people take their RVs up there. I watch a bunch of people that they drive an RV. Yeah,
no picnic, man.
I don't want to take mine up there. The roads are horrible.
Roads are horrible, and also, guess what? When you have to pull over for gas, which is not very plentiful up there, by the way.
Yeah.
Wait till you see the prices you got to pay on the way up there.
Yeah,
it's brutal. No.
It's like an hour from Andreezy's house.
By the way,
it's not that far for you, right?
It's not that I can see it from here.
And Alaska is not that good, by the way. I could never live up in Alaska. No way. 0% chance of that.
I could live there in June and July.
Yeah, it's still. I get the beauty of it. I do get the beauty of it, but at the same time, I'm getting lifted up in the air by mosquitoes. You know, there's so many of them. It's like finally I get this, and then it's light 24 hours a day, and they're not even prepared for it. I don't even understand that. I would think if I'm in a place that's light 24 hours a day, I'm going to make it where, like, when I go to sleep, I can't see light. No, they got everything's ill-fitting up there.
Curtains,
yeah, they don't have that. It's all ill-fitting, and there's light coming in. It's like 2 a.m. I look out, and it's like, what time is it? Did I oversleep? Oh shit! Oh, I don't know.
Our hotel had nice blinds.
Yeah.
So whiskey collections.
So Steve doesn't have an inventory of his collection. What do you do,
I don't,
Kathy?
and I'll never have one. And I think it's a horrible idea. And anybody who talks about it, I may be, depending on, like, if you're a customer, I may be like, oh, I'm interested in that. If you're not, no matter what, I'm thinking.
So how do you know where anything is?
What a fucking dickhead is what I'm thinking. I own it, so I know where it's at. I don't know. Do you know how? I mean,
I'm not saying you have to have a spreadsheet. I just know it's spread all over the house.
Well, I know where it's at because I put it there. So I think, I mean,
what if Amy moves it?
Well, then that's a problem, but that doesn't happen that often. Especially now, I got everything kind of organized and out of the way, so nothing's moving anymore. So I'm pretty good.
Next time I stay at your house, I'm moving something.
But
I know that Jack Daniels 14 was here.
At the same time, I'm not ever the person who's being like, I have to have this specific thing right here, right now, right this minute. I just go to the shelf and I look around and I'll be like, oh, I want that one, and then I grab it. I'm not. I
don't look at a spreadsheet when I go to get a
what's the point of the spreadsheet?
Because when somebody asks me, hey, have you ever had this? Do you have a bottle of that? I'm like, I think I got a bottle of that. I think I had one. Well, what proof?
You don't remember that? I remember what I've drank and what I bought. I don't remember. I don't remember what I had for breakfast that morning, but I know kind of what I got. Just spreadsheets are embarrassing to me.
I don't have a spreadsheet. I've thought about it because I used to be organized. Right. I do like cruises, but I do not have a spreadsheet. I am with you, Steve. I don't know what I'd do with it. Maybe when I'm retired, I might take some notes, but in reality, at least half of what I'm buying, half is single barrel stuff.
Right. Here's the deal. That's about ready to go. Goeken is going to retire. When he retires, that spreadsheet's going to go by the wayside. This is something he can fuck around while he's at work, working on. Well, Jim, what are you doing? I'm quite busy right now. He's fucking putting in his spreadsheet, his whiskey stuff. I get it. I used to fuck around work all the time. I was writing shows for the ABV network is what I was doing. Steve hasn't left his office all morning. He's busy. Oh, fuck yeah, I'm busy.
My wife screwed me over, Steve. Okay. I don't get to retire now.
Oh, shit. I thought you were retired.
No, I'm not retiring. I'm going to halftime. I'm still going to work.
She's retired, so
yeah, she's retired.
The wife wins. Yeah, they always win.
Always.
You're going to be a contractor.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even contracting. I'm just going to only work 1,000 hours a week or 1,000 hours.
He's a go-getter.
1,000 hours a year lets me keep my benefits, so I'm going halftime.
Halftime.
Yeah.
You got to get to 65 and you both can get on Medicare.
That's right.
He's got a while to go, though. So he's
my word.
He's so young. Yeah. So, well, it'll allow him to still work on a spreadsheet. So he can fuck around 1,000 hours. 920 of those hours are working on that fucking spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Staring
at it. How can I sort this?
Oh, look at this new
sorted
font.
by wheat content.
Look at this new font I've discovered, honey. Look at this. It's so cool.
Better than wingdings,
Yeah. I'm thinking about italicized for this column. What do you think? Yes or no? Here's yes, here's no. What do you think?
Bold it and italicize it.
Right.
Yes.
God damn. All right.
Kathy, in the inventories?
The last time I tried to organize the bottles was when I had so much floor whiskey, I had to buy another shelf and install it in the closet. So the closet whiskey is like the stuff where, I'll go grab a bottle and that'll be my cocktail bottle for the week.
Right.
And then the problem with whiskey bottles is they're also freaking tall.
It's definitely a trend. Taller is the thing these days.
I know, and I can only fit those on the tippy top shelf.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So then I tried to organize the distillers who have smaller bottles on the other shelves, but then it's just I get a bottle, I come in here, I find a flat surface, that's where the bottle goes.
Yeah. I don't know.
I generally know what I have, but not specific.
No one's going to be 100% accurate. Clearly,
I try to go down and look. Is there anything on topic for a show night?
Right.
And I say, okay, I'm looking for this tonight, and I know where it should be, and it's usually there. So, but
Katie Joyce were on the show. She keeps hers organized.
Yeah, but that's OCD. This is illness, is what that is. This is
not stupidity.
This isn't just I'm doing this because I want to be organized. She can't be anything but that.
There.
Yeah, even so much so that if even her husband, if he takes a bottle out, he's not allowed to put it back lest he puts it in the wrong spot.
Oh,
he's allowed to put it on the floor. That's what she wants. She's not mad. She's mad if he tries to put something away and puts it in the wrong spot. So if he drinks something, he puts it on the floor. That lets her know that she needs to organize and do things. He's
got to be careful. If he screws up, he'll get served.
That's right.
Exactly.
It's a fetch warrant right there.
Yes. Justine, how about you? What's your organization? You got?
So it was me that was dusting my shelves.
Wait, but that's just cleaning. That's not. That doesn't right.
But no, I mean they're
not a spreadsheet.
I don't have a spreadsheet, but they are organized. So I have the IKEA shelf cubby.
Sure. Okay.
Thing, literally in every room of my house.
The Bailey shelves. Yes.
But so. Yeah, I mean, everybody, except for the tall bottles, because they obviously have to sit on top. But usually every distillery-ish has their own cubby. I mean, Old Monroe has 2 cubbies.
Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, everybody is has their own designated spot, and everything is together except for the tall bottles. But, yeah. I mean, they're organized, but I don't have a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Well, Justine, how about your hoodie collection? That's different, though, correct?
That also uses the cubby system.
Really?
And how many Old Monroe cubbies are there?
Cubbies?
Yeah.
Three old Monroe cubbies for hoodie.
Oh, three. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Justine, I bet you, I've never seen her stuff, but I bet you it's super organized and probably perfectly straight. I mean, you could, yeah, that's just how Justine is. I see, she'll send like a package and the stuff will be in there. And it's, yeah, I would just throw things in the box. I try to get it in there as much as I can and then tape so the box doesn't explode, you know, as it looks like shit. And then you get something from Justine, it's all nicely folded, organized, you know, it's a whole thing.
And this week, dust free.
Dust free.
Yeah, this week everything is dust free.
Dust free Justine. So yeah.
Wow. Dust free Justine.
And on top of it, I have a new air conditioning unit and a furnace. So everything should be dust free.
Expensive week.
Yeah. So that's good.
Wow.
That's good. All right. On that note, it's time to drink.
Polarizing topic.
It was a polarizing topic. Polarizing. Tim, did you cover yours since you asked the question?
Well, no, I after Goken's response, I was afraid to say that I have mine organized by acquisition date, half-fill bottle date, and end date.
Again, a fucking corporate guy. He's sitting at his desk.
And I've got all my corks.
I get
Every cork that I have is in a big-ass carboy with everything. So every whiskey bottle I've drank since 2004, I have in this huge glass carboy for brewing beer. I have a hard time letting go of things. No, I don't have it organized by that. I'm just making a shtick. I did have a spreadsheet, but I had it, so I made sure that certain family members didn't get access to my whiskey. So I knew what to put out, what not, because I created menus for them, and it only had certain bottles out.
Right.
So then I've also hidden whiskey all over the place. So as Justine says, or Kathy, you said it, as more floor whiskey appears, next thing you know, new cabinets appear in the house. And then only to hide it. And then you start looking around, you're like, oh my God, all our furniture's filled with whiskey.
By the way, last thing is, and again, public service announcement type of thing here. If you're married and your spouse ever comes to you, hey, let's organize this, I'll help you out, we'll get a spreadsheet going. You are fucked, by the way. Once you get that and they realize what you have, you start putting the dollar amounts in there. That is being done so you can get fucking railroaded and get your ass reamed about how much you have. Don't fucking organize. You don't want it organized. Once you get that done, I'm telling you, you are fucked.
There was one exception to that rule, and that was Danny Kennard.
Yeah, well,
because
Danny's
she helped him organize his spreadsheets.
Well, Danny was living in a different world. Danny had a
pretty living the dream, literally.
His wife supported him, and so she'd go out and do the bourbon hunting for him because he had to work during the day. She was a nurse, worked different hours, so she might be but everyone else, that's a ploy. That's so we can find out what's
there's the PSA of the PSAs. That's it.
I'll help you out with this, honey, sweetie. Let's do this together so we can work on it. You are fucked if you think that's a good thing.
That means they can say, "Well, you spent $250 on this bottle.
Don't fall for it.
Spent $250 on this pair of shoes.
Yeah, don't fall for it. I'm telling you.
Or that's it. We're going on a cruise.
Yeah,
you are screwed.
Yes, exactly. All right. That aside, it is now time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Jeff. I don't think Jeff started. Let's start with him.
I have some Heaven Hill grain to glass bourbon whiskey.
Okay.
V to G.
I like that bottle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ooh. All right. There was a lot of twisting and manipulating to get that out, but once that got out, man, that was a
big forearms that helped him there. That's good.
He's been working that before for something. I don't know what.
He has.
Yeah. There's that exercise has been done before.
I'm actually dealing with a fishing injury.
Oh, that's what they call it now?
That's what he tells the artist. That was a fishing injury.
I'm on steroids. Right arm injury for fishing.
Right arm.
Oh yeah, right arm, of course.
I couldn't set the hook with my right arm, so I had to.
Interesting. All right. Next up is Tim. He's solid. He's ready to go.
I'm dipping back into my bottle of Big Nose Cakes.
Okay. Nothing. All right.
As usual.
Yes, Kathy.
I'm going to open up my Buzzard's Kindred collaboration.
Okay.
Very nice.
Signed by the distiller.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
That was good. A little bit of a dust hit there. I noticed a dust strike, and I think Jeff's was actually better. So I think we're going to stick with Jeff as the lead. Justine's next.
I have a screw top.
Okay.
I have Rittenhouse Rye This is a single barrel from Neat Bourbon Bar.
Oh yeah. I got one of those right over there. I don't even have to have it in a spreadsheet. I can tell you where it says right there.
It's within visual distance. It's right there.
Here it is. Just to confirm.
Wow.
See?
About at the same level.
No spreadsheet. Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. Look at that. It is about the same level. So, yeah. No spreadsheet needed there, folks. All right. Goeken, you're next. What do you got?
I've got Hidden Barn. This is This is Small Batch Series 2.
Okay.
Is that bottle signed?
Yes, that is Jackie Zycan.
Okay.
Can you see it? Sort of there. Yeah.
That's MB Roland stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct.
No, nothing going on there. So Jeff still has the lead. I've got a liter bottle of corn whiskey from
Leopold.
Leopold Brothers. Sorry about that. Leopold Brothers. Temporary loss of sanity there. All right, let's see what we got. Ooh, that was nice. I don't think it was enough to knock Jeff off, though. It was maybe a second place at best. So cheers to Jeff.
You're all flustered from that question, so it's understandable.
Yeah.
Cheers, Jeff.
Cheers.
So, Jim, I need to ask you one follow-up. Is your infinity bottle, do you have it classified by what you've put in there and how much you've taken out?
I do not have an infinity bottle.
Yeah.
Thank God. I think those are stupid. That's a whole nother.
Me too.
What a waste
Take
of
it to a
fucking
hill
time.
party.
Yeah. Plus, you can't do that during work time. So if you could,
you can't.
unlike a spreadsheet that you can work on at your desk, the infinity.
The amount of time I take working my spreadsheet and taking a dump at work, I probably get like maybe a half hour in. So perfect.
See, and Tim, that used to be the case, but since I work at home, I probably work at least like a full 8 or 9 hours of actual work.
Oh God!
And I look back and it's like,
we're not your boss. You don't need to sell to us. So we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about a real topic, not his fantasy world where he's working 8 or 9 hour days, just killing himself because he's working from home. Because he's making the pitch right now. Like, listen, boss, you should listen to the show because I'm really working. I just said it casually on a show, for instance. I mean, so I'm working. Bullshit. He's sitting around pulling his pud, working his spreadsheet and everything else. He's not doing any goddamn work. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about Bernie Lubbers. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
My teeth doesn't like ice cream. This is MacNew, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
That's a pro. That's a pro right there. Take MacNew. Oh, have your boss listen to that one.
She does listen sometimes. She told me she goes through and looks for the ones that I'm in and listens to them.
Shiza.
Good. Well, enjoy that one.
Guess what? You're retiring
That'll
early.
get a performance review.
It's actually not my boss
because he lost his job.
Yeah, it's actually not my boss. It's my boss's boss.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, you better. You're safe then.
Welcome back. Today on the show, we are talking about the importance of Bernie Lubbers.
Yes, we are. I think Bernie Lubbers changed bourbon. There's not too many people that can say that. And I feel like I truly believe in my heart he did, because he was hired by Jim Beam. He created kind of himself. He was doing this thing where he was doing shots to celebrate his dad. He got on Beam's radar because he was moving a lot of product. There's these people who are being like, hey, there's this comedian that ends his show with a toast to his dad, and everybody in the bar is buying shots of Jim Beam. And next thing you know, they talk to him and he gets a gig. He creates the gig, this brand ambassador thing. And again, they had like a whole team of people that were quote unquote Beam ambassadors. They end up laying him off. Bernie keeps his job because he truly created what he does, and he's been able to carve this niche out for 25 years now or 20 years, whatever. He's been doing this a long time. And he moves to Heaven Hill at some point, and it's just carried on. And I think he's an important role for the fans for some reasons. He's not a distiller. He's not a distillery owner. He's, just a guy who was a fan of whiskey and I think he's always kept that mentality despite the fact, the knowledge that he has, that he's just a fan of what he does. And he's created all kinds of cool things with the stuff he does with music and incorporating that and, just coming up with these special things. I think that, and of course his love for Bottle and Bond. I mean, Bottle and Bond is a huge thing these days in whiskey, but it wasn't when Bernie started talking about it, and he's kind of turned it into a thing. So I think he's had an incredibly important role, and I see the Hall of Fame list comes out. Why Bernie isn't on there, I don't know. Why isn't Bernie Lubbers in the Hall of Fame as he kind of slows down a little bit in his career? It's crazy.
You're spot on. So I ran into Bernie for the first time in 2014, and I've been in whiskey since 2002. It's been a while because I visited Heaven Hill, never really did anything there because I was focused on other things, trying to work my way around, and met Bernie at Whiskey Fest Chicago 2014. There were 8 of us in his seminar on bottled and bond whiskey. And that's when I learned about the Whiskey Professor site and everything he was doing there and everything. And I was in awe of his presentation skills because he was a comedian. Right. They started, we're asking questions. We're just talking, which was not like anything else. Everybody's all running to the high end stuff, this, that, and the other. And I just walked into this one, and I thank God I did, because I got to see what drives me more in this industry are just the people in this industry. And Bernie's the one who's absolutely been a trumpeting member of that one for a long time, but on the road, not at the distillery. Right. But he's on the road, which has been unique.
He's out on the road. There's so many people that pull at his time. And that's, if you get to be a personal friend with him, which I thankfully can say that I am, you see that he could work. If he had to say yes to everything that he's asked, he would be working 1,000 hours a week, as Goeken
as Goeken does.
Yeah.
Right.
He'd match Goeken in work, because I'm telling you, there's so many people want Bernie Lubbers. And
you know what he's not doing when he's working 1,000 hours a week? Making spreadsheets.
Yeah, Bernie Lubbers
pulling his pud.
He doesn't have a spreadsheet. That much I know. No spreadsheet. And, this announcement that he's retiring, again, he's not retiring. He's staying on with Heaven Hill, same role, but he's throttling back the travel and stuff like that, the grind of going out and, doing all those things. So we'll still see him involved in the capacity of being a brand ambassador tied to Heaven Hill. But, it'll be just a little bit different in that he's not necessarily coming to your city, because there was always like, when's Bernie going to become, because he went everywhere. So he gets to slow down from that finally. That's got to be travel wears on you. He's been doing it a long time.
If you think about it, go back to the COVID years. His world sped up. Now he may not have traveled, but he's been on how many shows and how many nights and how many virtual events and everything. So he's in one of those careers where it never really slowed down. Now the travel slowed down, but he couldn't wait to get back out there, and they push him back out there again. So I get it. Speeds him up.
Yeah.
Justine,
I think one of my favorite classes / events that I've ever been to was when Steve, you used to do the classes at Total Wine.
Mm-hmm.
And he came in and did a class there and did his bit with the singing.
Music. Yeah.
The music, yeah. And playing the guitar and singing the song. And that he's just such a cool dude.
Right.
Like, humble, down to earth, knowledgeable.
And class, you learn the history of bourbon, you learn about the brands, and also you learn a lot about music. He's teaching you different styles of picking the guitar, from finger picking to strumming to picking with the pick. You learn about and different styles, groundbreaking people from that and traditional songs. Why was the song written? What was it about? And all this. Yeah, it's really cool what he does. So.
Yeah.
And he ends with this. He ends with this original song that he created, and I can't remember. Justine, was like 28 different brands that he worked into. It's just a song, but then he works in. I had dinner with my old granddad. So stuff like that. It's just all these brands are incorporated into lyrics of a song, and he does like a counter. He's like, there's gonna be 28 of them in there. Let's see if we can keep track of all of them. And it's just interactive, fun. He does an amazing job. So yeah, he's a cool guy for sure. And
I'm pretty bummed. I've never got the opportunity to meet him or see him. So
hopefully you get the chance one of these days when you're in Kentucky, you get to see something where he's at for sure.
How about a Bourbon Palooza event?
With Bernie? We've done that. We've done that. So we again, I don't like to lean on him too much, but in the first one he was there. So you didn't attend the first one. So he did an event at Heaven Hill where he took people through the training for the barrel roll. So the barrel roll event that they do at the Bourbon Festival, and all of them invite to it. There's a complete course at Heaven Hill because they practice on there to get ready for that. And he took people out for a practice session with Jody Philatru, who actually runs the team there. And the two of them kind of said, "Here's what we do. Here's how we do it." And then they had people, practice and do a run and stuff like that. And they were all with empty barrels, other than Bernie had to do one with a full barrel, which is tough, man, because that's what they're doing there. They're using full barrels, which are, as we know, over 500 pounds. Heavy, and run it through there. So it's cool. But yeah, we'll probably get Bernie to do one of those again down the road somewhere for sure. And if you play cards, you ever play cards with me at Bourbon's Bistro, Bernie's a card player. He comes in and plays cards with us and wins quite a few times, by the way. So he's pretty good.
Is he's in Louisville?
He is in Louisville. Yeah, he lives pretty close to Bourbon's Bistro, actually, not too far from there. And of course, he's got the cool car too. You'll see some on his social media. Thaddeus, his old car, which is awesome. So
Ford Thunderbird. I think
I think so. So yeah.
He was actually
fire brick red.
The last Bourbon Palooza that we did in March, we went to, in between time, we went to Mr. Tubbs.
Yeah.
And he was there at the bar having a drink. And it was pretty cool. We talked to him for a minute before he headed back to Louisville. Yeah.
If nothing else, next time we do it, I want to do next year just to mix things up. In Lexington, and then go back to Bardstown the year after that. But the next time we're in Bardstown, for sure, at a minimum, we'll get him to come by at least the bottle share or something. He likes just hanging out with people. Again, he's just a bourbon fan himself, so he'll come and definitely hang out and talk to people and chat and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's cool. Well, there you go. We'll wrap this one up, as we always do, by talking about where people can find us. Jeff, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and the Cigar Dojo, Jeff Andreezy, 2 I's and 2 Z's.
All right. KK.
You can find me on Instagram at KK Cast Strength.
Swyatt.
Here's to you, Whiskey Professor. Keep it bonded. You can find me on Instagram at SwyGuy2112 and on YouTube at our flagship whiskey.
Goeken.
I'm on Facebook at Jim Goeken and Instagram at Jimmy Big Hands.
All right, Justine.
You can find me on Instagram at JA_Mays.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check that one out. Everything that we do is out there. Also, come by and see me. The ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. Literally everybody on this podcast has been in there at some point. You can too. Come by and see us. Heck, none of them might be there. You never know. So check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. Justine, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. Also, if you like what we're doing, please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you very soon, which is tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. Hey, I normally get that screwed up on the Bourbon Show. I screwed it up here. This is the first time that's ever happened, so that's something different. So hats off to the Bourbon Show. Take care, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
Adios.
Everyone, see ya.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you're in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.